What's going on, guys? Kirk and Trent here, back in Castle Rock with another whip cracking video. Trent here, if you go to his channel, has gotten quite a few new whips, and this is the first time I've cracked whips since September of last year. It's currently January, so I'm having a lot of fun checking out Trent's new whips and getting back into cracking myself. So Trent, man, you want to take us through a tour of all the whips we've got on the smorgasbord today?
Yes. So here we are with all of our longer whips today. I'm going to go into full detail with each one, starting with this 6 foot all the way on the right. This is a 6 foot classic American bullwhip made by Paul Nolan at Midwest Whips. It's a nice saddle tan patina and just all of the detail on there, and just a great length as well. Along with that, Paul Nolan also made me this 8 foot modern Indiana Jones style back in 2016. This has a very special place in my heart. It was my first real kangaroo whip, and just a great whip regardless. Right here is Kirk's 8 foot David Morgan in still a really nice natural tan. I believe he got this from a collector who was wanting to get rid of some things back in the day, and Kirk was lucky enough to get his hands on that, so that's pretty cool. Right here is an 8 foot Joseph Strain Raiders of the Lost Ark bullwhip. Just immaculate detail. Joe is like a machine when it comes to whips. Just the way he plats them and all of the detail is incredible. It's got this nice lead-packed heel knot, really thin neck, and the transition on here is very smooth. Next to that is another Raiders of the Lost Ark whip made by Blake Bruning of Trinity Whip Co. I asked him to replicate a Joseph Strain Raiders whip to the best of his abilities, and I think he did amazing with that. Very close to detail with the heel knot. I love the darker transition on here. That's very indicative of a Raiders whip, and very nice. Especially, I know it's a small detail, but this little leather toggle here is just great, almost like a homage to David Morgan. And here we have another Joseph Strain whip. This is the latest installment for me. It's a 10 foot standard production Indy whip that I got from Blake. He had this in his collection and he was wanting to get rid of some things too. I happened to trade him a couple of violins for this, and I think it was just a great way to get my hands on this, and while, you know, keeping everything even at the same time, while I didn't pay for it, he still has what I think is an even trade, and hopefully he does too, of course. So again, these are all of our longer whips that we have, and now let's get to some of the shorter whips. Let's start with some of the little snappers. These are made by Paul at Midwest Whips also. I went ahead and ordered an orange and black one for myself, and I got Kirk this really badass, to be honest, blue and black one. Still has a lot of breaking in to do. I was saving it for him to
hey, thanks, man.
First few cracks, man. Oh yeah. And then we still have my, I think, 3-year-old mini snake whip in turquoise and black. So we have 3 of those. Right here, probably one of my favorites is my 5 foot Whiskey Beauty, otherwise known as a Sorrow style. This was whiskey, but when the maker, being Torrance Fisher of Sword Guy Builds, when he put some shellac on here, it really darkened to almost a brandy tone. So ever since I got it, it's been about this color. And his fall hitches, Kirk, if you want to come a little closer real quick, I think this is pretty interesting. I've showed this before, but there's no key strand sticking out of the eye. And I asked Tori about that. He said he actually likes to take that last strand and tuck it through. So it's very flush all the way up. It's really nice. And his falls are great. Everything on this is fantastic. This is probably my go-to whip. Right here we have another 5 foot. This was made by Blake Bruning. I traded the 8 foot used Indy whip for this and then paid off the difference. This is a Statesman model, as said by the concho there with the letter S. This is based off of the Kingsman Golden Circle whip that Luke Rollins would use in the film. The two-tone being Kingdom of the Crystal Skull colors in whiskey and brandy looks so nice. It has an 8-inch nail spike, so there's a lot of weight behind it, so it's not quite the Target quick style, but still just really nice. And I think this white nylon cracker makes it look pretty classy, almost like a nice Western kind of whip. Like, this is, if I was a cowboy, this is what I would want personally. And then here is another Trinity Whip Co. whip. This is a 3 foot chevron in red and black. He calls it a chevron because it makes a V when you plait the whip in a herringbone pattern. A nice quick transition and darker fall, and just a really nice target whip. I would say it's a target whip. There's not a lot of weight behind it, and I use it for targeting, so therefore it's a target whip. And then last over here we have historical stock whips. These are not bullwhips, these are stock whips made by the one and only Adam Winrich, made of nylon in white and black. They're, I believe, a 5-foot thong, so from the junction of the whip all the way down to, I want to say, the end of the twist here is 5 feet. They could use some new falls, but I don't know how to replace those on nylon whips. But these are going to be going back to Blake after today, unfortunately. I also decided to give these really nice, tightly twisted 12-inch crackers made of polypropylene, and I think it makes it very functional to make up for the loss of fall on these. Just very well made. Adam is not only a great whip cracker, but he makes pretty dynamite whips as well. We have talked about all the whips here today, and now let's get to cracking.
Woo! This is an exciting day for me because not only have I never cracked stock whips until today, I've never cracked a 10-foot whip. So Trent bringing the Adam Winrich stock whips and his 10-foot newly acquired Joe Strain whip. This is a cool day for me. Like I said, it's my first time cracking whips in a little over 4 months. So good day to have a pulse. Enjoy the montage. Real quick, special shout out to the maker of these whips, Mr. Adam Winrich, the guy that got me into whip cracking when I saw the Indiana budget bullwhip video. This, sir, is a real honor if you're watching, to crack your whips, to crack your handiwork, just like David Morgan, Joe Strain, Blake Bruning, Paul Nolan. You guys are all masters, but special moment for me, cracking something you made. So cheers to you, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Adam, very much. It was your video. You say, hello, my name is Adam Winrich, and you show how to do a bunch of different cracks with your 6-foot nylon cow whip.
Inspiration to me, to Trent, and I think hundreds of us whip enthusiasts. So thanks, Adam.
Thank you. Oh, I did it on the upward. Try again. Like and share, especially for the dad stash. So like for the video, share for the dad stash.
There you go. Happy cracking.